Ladies and gentlemen, you already know what it is. Speaking Sporadically, episode Area 51. Dude, I'm actually surprised we didn't make this episode a special one, like make it a spooky conspiracy one. I just thought about that.
We had conflicting schedules anyways.
Yeah, obviously, as you can tell, it's just me and Jacob here. I guess we'll go ahead and... So, just about 30 minutes before this, we filmed the supposedly first segment of this episode. And we had two recurring guests, Evan and Regs, Luca or whatever. They're both on, but the camera died. We saw it had a low battery, but like...
Yeah, we didn't know if it had like a reserve and it was going to push through until it got saved, but no, it just...
Because it didn't even tell like that low battery. It was just like in the red.
So blinking. Like... I mean, there was a flashing light.
Yeah, but like still, that could be the bottom third or whatever.
Yeah.
So we were like, we'll try it. But we tried, and we filmed 30 minutes, but we got 6 minutes.
It saved 6 minutes of it,
yeah. So we're like...
That was a rip.
All right.
And Regs didn't even have his mic on for the first 3 minutes, so...
Yeah. So you probably heard Regs for 3 minutes. It was... So we had to scrap it, so now it's just me and Sherm because they had to go. So, but we thought we'd get the first segment out.
And I wanted to mention, if you're listening to this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss anything. And if you prefer listening to these like while you're at work or in the car, these also get uploaded to Spotify. So you can obviously, for free, listen to us on Spotify with the app closed, which is just more functional for some people.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to prefer to do that, go on Spotify. But if you're here on YouTube, hello.
Leave a comment below. Make sure you like and subscribe. Turn on notifications so you don't miss an episode. Weekly episodes usually every Monday. They probably get posted, something like that. I don't know, whenever we feel like it. But me and Sherm are going to get right into it. And we're going to have a good old classic dad joke competition.
Yes, sir.
We're going to stare at each other. We have to like lock eyes. Like we can't look away because that's what's funny.
Okay, then what counts as like laughing? Like
okay, here's my rule. Here's my rule of laughing. If a noise comes out of your mouth or body that's not an exhale, like not a breath, that's fine. That's not a laugh.
And I can smile like all I want.
I would say so. But as soon as I hear a or a or anything like that, you're fine. But if you just stood and you're like you're just
that's kind of
exhaling.
laughing though. Like all laughs are kind of exhales. All noises are exhales.
Yeah, but they have vocal cords too. Like if I just sit there, because sometimes I'll laugh and I'll just go like that's not a laugh. You know, like you're holding it in, you're fine there.
Yeah.
But if a noise comes out, and we have to lock eyes because that's what's funny. Because there are some times where you're like just sitting with your friends. Like everyone's seen the videos on TikTok or wherever, like, you know, just absolutely nothing funny. You look up and just lock eyes with your friend. You just start laughing.
Dude, that always gets me at mass. When people walk back from communion, and I'll just be like...
I'll look up, we'll look at each other, and we'll both just start laughing, look down with it. Oh, it's so good with everybody.
All right. When me and Isaiah did this...
Gentleman's game? Gentleman's game.
Best of luck. You'll need it.
Are we doing like any lives or just going for a while?
I mean, if we fail after like 2 minutes, I guess we'll have to...
Dude, my phone is going to die.
Incorporate some lives. My phone's been at 16% for like an hour.
See, the thing is with my phone is like, obviously I have an older phone. So the battery...
You have an older phone, bro.
Mine is the phone right after yours.
Yeah.
So yours is one app before mine.
Mine's older.
I guess, but I probably put more hours on mine. Anyway, but like my phone, like usually older phones they take big jumps, right? Like they'll be at 50, you turn them off, the next minute later they'll jump down to like 30, or it dies when it's at like 24%, right?
Yeah, I don't have that problem with mine. It's always been linear decay.
That's exactly mine, but it's a fast linear. Like I've noticed other people's, like my mom's old phone and all that stuff, like they would take massive jumps and it would just jump down. Mine is pretty straight line, but like it straight lines fast. Like I could just be sitting there with it off and 5 minutes later it'll go down 3%. I'm like, geez.
Yeah, mine's not that bad. That's probably the only reason I haven't gotten a new phone yet. It's just because the battery holds up as well as it does.
Yeah. I'm just too broke. I'm too cheap. That's really what it is. All right, let's get right into it. You want to start or?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of tea is hard to swallow?
I don't know.
Reality.
How does a man on the moon cut his hair?
Couldn't tell you.
He clips it.
Okay. What do you call What? Wait, does it count if I laugh at my own joke? It does.
Stop. We won't count that. But like,
Okay.
you just started laughing, and I'm like, it's your own joke, bro. I haven't even heard it.
All right. What do you call? You're the one making me laugh. It's not the
I
joke.
have to stare at you.
All right. What do you call a boomerang that won't come back?
Boomer gone.
A stick.
That one's pretty good. Not to brag, but I defeated our local chess champion in less than 5 moves. Finally, my high school karate lessons paid off.
I forgot I couldn't laugh.
Well, that was kind of an exhale.
That was an exhale.
That one was debatable because it was
I feel like these are just practice rounds. You know, we're getting the grips and things.
I guess. What do you mean? Like these are it though. What are we practicing for?
Not laughing.
Oh, yeah, that's the whole point. Not laugh, but we're just gonna keep going.
Why did the Scarecrow win an award? Why did he win an award?
Mm-hmm.
He was outstanding in his field.
Air used to be free at the gas station. Now it's $1.50. You know why? Inflation.
What kind of shoes do burglars wear? Sneakers.
Nah, it's kind of trash. I'm not gonna lie.
God.
Why is it a bad idea to iron your 4-leaf clover? Because you shouldn't press your luck. That one's kind of trash.
Yeah. It's kind of trash.
We probably should have wrote
Yeah.
down a list before, but
Maybe found some good ones. Oh. Okay. Where do you find a cow with no legs?
oh, I feel like I've heard this one before.
Right where you left it.
No, but no, that wasn't that good. This one, I bet you probably heard it. My wife said I was immature, so I told her to get out of my fort. Oh no, I just evil laughed at you.
Yeah. That's a draw.
Dang it. Well, no, because you laughed first.
Yeah, but if you laugh.
That's what we should do, like lives or something. Or like should we just keep tally?
Dude, it should be no smiles.
That's hard.
I know.
Straight face.
I don't trust stairs. They're always up to something.
Yeah, I've heard that one. What rock group has 4 men that don't sing?
Mount Rushmore.
Yeah. I was going to say, after I read that one, I'm like, all right, he actually might be able to get this one. This one's kind of gettable.
Oh, I might have to go on some website because Google Images is starting to have some not good jokes.
Like, what do you mean? Like, just not funny?
Yeah, there's not funny at all.
I've heard that one.
Why can't you tell a window a joke?
Because they see right through you now.
It could crack up.
I was trying to think of something like because they would see right through it or something, but you see through a window. My phone just went up in percentage, by the way.
What?
Yeah, it was at 3, now it's at 4. Turned on low power mode. Oh, yeah. Oh, I got a good one. Last night I had a dream that I weighed less than 1,000th of a gram. I was like, OMG. Like 0 mg, 0 milligrams.
Oh. That one was just hard. Move on.
I just went.
No, say bless you.
Oh.
What do Alexander the Great and Winnie the Pooh have in common? Same middle name.
Oh. Okay. Why did the Invisible Man turn down the job offer? He couldn't see himself doing it.
I was horrified when my wife said that my 6-year-old son wasn't actually mine. Apparently, I need to pay more attention at the school pickup line.
I was just reminiscing about the beautiful herb garden I had when I was growing up. Good times. You know, like to plant a thyme.
Oh.
Good times.
All right. If April showers bring May flowers, what do May flowers bring? Pilgrims.
You know the other two boats?
The Santa Maria.
Oh, there's actually 4.
Mayflower, the Santa Maria. Couldn't tell you
the Nina Pinta Santa Maria.
The Nina.
I don't know how I remember
Pinta.
that.
Santa Maria.
And then the Mayflower, I think.
Have you seen the new Uncharted movie?
Oh, yes.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
You want me to talk about it for a little bit? We done with the dad jokes?
Yeah. I mean, there's
pretty
there's
clear.
no real bangers in here.
I mean, it's pretty clear I won, so you can call it there.
You won't be able to survive this one.
Oh, you got a last finisher?
All right. Well, no, yeah. Well, it's not very good, but what did the ocean do to the beach?
It waved. Everyone knows that.
It waved.
Everyone knows that one. But back to the Uncharted movie, yes, I did. And I actually played the video game that it was based off.
That's why it was so cool for me, because I have not played the 4th. I played the first 3 on the PS3, and I played them in order 3, 2, 1. Played the 3rd one first.
So you went down in quality each time, because they probably got older.
Yeah.
That probably kind of sucked.
Yeah. I mean, the overall quality of the game wasn't like going down too much, but the graphic quality, oh my gosh.
The gameplay probably went down. But yeah, I'm sure the looks and the story, it was still fine. But yeah, I played Uncharted 4, and it was a really good game. So I'll basically give you guys a quick update, or not update. Summary of what the game was about. So basically, it was this dude and his brother who are huge treasure hunters and history buffs. And their parents were too, but like their parents basically got separated from them like when they were young. So they lived in like an orphanage, but it was like a church orphanage.
Mm-hmm.
And there was like a big, like massive community of like a bunch of church houses.
It was like a nunnery, and all the nuns kind of raised the kids.
Yeah, and so they lived there. But soon after they like got 18, were able to move out or whatever, they did that. And they always had this one what do they call it? I'm just trying to think, like a quest or a mission.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of
a treasure they were after.
Yeah, like a hunt. I'm trying to think of what they called it.
Nothing specific pops into mind.
I'm pretty sure like
to it
they kept saying like out of all of their somethings, whatever. They had this one prize, and it was a pirate ship that was carrying a bunch of gold, and it they hid it. That's what they did. The pirates hid it, and I won't spoil the whole thing, but him and his brother go on a big journey to find this, because obviously, like I said, they're huge history buffs, and like I think somehow they're related to like someone who was like a part of that pirate group.
Yeah, Sir Francis Drake, I believe was. They're like, up 5 grandpa.
Again, it was real weird, because in the video game, their last name was Drake, but they technically weren't Drakes, like. Because they were orphans, obviously, they didn't have too much paper behind their name, right? Mm-hmm. So by the time they left the orphanage, they were like, you know what? Because it was just him and his brother, him and his older brother. It's like, you know what? We're alone in the world. We're Drakes. And their last name wasn't actually Drake, but from then on, they called themselves Drakes, basically changed their own name. And because I think they were a fan of Sir Francis Drake, or maybe they were, I think they still had some relation to it, but whatever. They go on a big adventure, and they find the hidden pirate ship with gold, and obviously there is another I guess I will say like person, but it's like their family. I forget what they're called.
Antagonist?
Yeah, I'm thinking of the actual family's name.
Oh.
It was some family name, and they're super rich, so they hired like a whole bunch of teams and like a private army to go search it, and they wanted the gold for themselves too.
Yeah. And, so that was the movie, which it was pretty.
That was a video game.
So was that 4?
4.
Because I never played 4, and 1, 2, and 3 are were nothing like the
Yeah.
movie.
4 is, they definitely based the movie off 4, but the movie is still like very different from 4. But yeah.
See, it was an odd experience playing for me because I played like the third video game, and Solly and Nate already knew each other, and so it was just like this thing. They knew each other, whatever. I didn't think much of it. I just played through it, and then I finally went back to play 2, which was kind of the same deal, but I think in 2 they kind of introduced Nate's childhood and kind of what it was, and then 1 I figured out how they finally met, so I played through them backwards. But I didn't play for 4, so when I was watching the movie, I was like, where did the pirate ships come from? But they had the cargo scene, right, where they're on the plane. That's from 3.
Yeah, say that wasn't in 4.
Yeah, that's from 3. I specifically remember that scene. There's like a big strain of cargo that's dangling out of an airplane, and Nate's on it, just trying to climb back up onto the plane.
And I remember seeing the trailer for the Uncharted movie, and I knew it was Uncharted right away. I was sitting with my friends. I think it was at Spider-Man, and we watched it. And this is the first ever time I've seen it, and I saw the first like 3 scenes. I'm like, dude, this is Uncharted. I know this. This is Uncharted, because there was a few scenes that were specifically, you could tell, looked just like 4.
Yeah.
Like at the end, you could see it in the trailer where they find the pirate ship. It's in a big cave, but like in water. Like they go in this cave, and it's in a big water cave.
I feel like it would have been better if I'd seen 4, but it was still pretty nostalgic for the scenes that threw back to like 3.
When the movie was still very different, because there was one scene or part of the movie that they didn't have in there that was so cool in the video game. And so the whole idea, I guess I'm going to go a little more in detail about the story of Uncharted 4. The whole idea was obviously pirates. They're pirates. They go around. They have massive amounts of gold. And there was like 3 or maybe 5. I think there was like 5 different pirate groups, something around there, like 4 different like big pirate
rivals
groups.
per se.
At the beginning, yes. They were 4 or 5 gangs, rivals, pirates, or whatever. And they obviously steal from each other. But at the end, and like, because obviously as you go through the video game, you learn more about the history, because they find more papers, and they go to this historical place, and they find these drawings and these papers, and they like learn more and more. They learn that over time, these pirates came together, and they built a secret city, basically, like on the other side of a mountain, like a deserted place, and you go to it, and it was the coolest thing. And you would see their own city of all their like workers, and then you'd go to their 4 main houses, and then like in the video game, you went up to each house and be like, oh, this is the Drake, I forget what they called it. The Drake, I don't think they called it the family, but it was like the Drake house. I think that's just what they call it. And it was the pirate, that pirate.
Yeah, that would have been cool if they had more of that lore in it and whatnot.
And like, so, and the coolest part is you walk into basically like, how I think of it is, if you think about the White House, but in like a half circle. They walk into this massive area, and there's like waterfalls, and it's so cool. And you see all these different houses of pirate big dogs, and these guys are absolutely millionaires, like gold. Like these houses are like mansions.
And this is a deserted city, or
this is secret. Like no one else knows about it besides the pirates that live there. And these are mansions, and like they're big white stone. And you walk in, and like in the video game, you walk through them all, and you see these massive houses for each of the pirates. And it was really, I don't want to spoil it too much, but it's an older game, but it's really cool because they learn that. So the whole time throughout the movie, you learn, obviously, pirates are pirates. They're backstabbers. They're greedy.
Yeah.
And they're obviously like attacking each other and fighting each other in the back, stealing from each other all this gold and all these riches. And then at the end, they come together. But each class of pirates, each had a plan to kill all the other classes to get the, like,
they all get it all.
Yeah, they like, it's so cool to learn just like how greedy, like even if you believe like there's no way possibly that these guys could be more greedy, they are. Like you finally think they literally have a deal. They spent years here making this massive city and village with all the pirates and just people that live there, and then they all plan out a way, and they basically all like poison each other and kill each other because they want all the gold for themselves. Like there's even people that kill like their best friends. Like these pirates are like, they go back years, and they both like, they were been best friends like since childhood, and they make their own class, and then they go on and then they try to kill each other because they want the gold for themselves. And in the end, it just turns out like that they all killed each other, basically.
And that's how the city kind of died out.
Yeah, that's how the city died out. The city was a deserted city. And then you walk through it. You find a few more clues about where they hid the treasure. Because I think what it originally was the main pirate that they always talked about. I forget his name. I think it's like a Riley. Whatever. The main pirate that the two characters, Nate and... What was his brother?
Sam.
Which
Nate, was weird because Sam was not in Uncharted, the movie. But it alluded to him. It alluded to a second film
where he was.
He was in it.
Yeah.
The event ending.
But in 4, he was in it. It was Nate, Sam, and Sully was with them.
Yeah. See, I never met Sam in 1 through 3.
Yeah. But anyway, so they were going through, and where was I?
Talk about Riley, the big dog, big pirate.
Yeah. So the big pirate, I think he originally stole all the gold and all the riches from the whole village, and obviously like took a boat, set sail with it, and then he tried to kill the other houses, but then I think the other houses knew, and they like killed him back. So like so obviously you have the big city, which is really cool, but then they walk into one of the houses and you find this big room with this massive dining table and all the dead pirates sitting there in their chairs. It was so cool.
Yeah, it's a cool scene.
They were dripped out in all their big pirate gear. And like just learn about pirate history itself is cool. When they have their pirates hat, their big long coats, and their gold, and you see their
they're poisoned, so
their dead skeletons are just all sitting there, all around this massive table. And then they like walk up and like, this is him, this is Riley or whatever. And like
the game was able to get you such a goosebumpy feeling, like every scene.
It was so good.
The one thing I wish they threw more of the movie was like there was like some classic one-liners from the games.
Mm-hmm.
They should have threw those in. They should have had old Tom Holland hitting some of those good one-liners.
Yeah. But it was really cool.
Dude, he gained like 50 pounds for that movie.
Yeah, he had to buff up a bit.
I mean, he wasn't even still not nearly as close as how buff Nate is in the game.
Yeah. Well, they do insane in the game. Like the game is so unrealistic because you do so many.
You do all these jumps you can do.
Yeah, it's like they climb inverted rocks and like they don't just climb it. Like they just freehand.
They jump
these
things.
Like massive jumps, grab with one hand, use that one hand, sling themselves over another 10 feet. It's ridiculous, but obviously that's a video game.
Yeah,
that's how they make it fun. But yeah, that was really cool.
I can't really remember what all. Like, because 1 and 2, they weren't really... Have you played the 1 through...
I have not played 1 through 3.
Oh, really? Because they don't really do much with treasure hunts in those ones. It's like they're looking for something, but I remember 2 specifically, them and the people are looking for what they know is a treasure, but the other party, like the ones they're against, know what it is, and it's like a chemical war thing that turns people into pretty much zombies or some sort of... like just kills them, destroys them. And Nate's looking for this, and he figures out what it is and obviously destroys it. But the other party was looking for it as a weapon. So it never really was with gold.
I don't feel like that's as cool. I feel like it's funner when they're searching after a treasure and whatnot.
Yeah. But I mean, you have to fight all these zombies because a bunch of people got turned into some type of weird... They weren't even like zombies. They were like monsters.
Yeah. I might have to play 1 through 3, and you should play 4.
Yeah, I should play 4.
4 is fun.
Is it PS3 compatible or you need PS4?
So. That's probably a PS4.
Yeah.
But
I'll play through it sometime. That would be fun.
Just take a few hours, come over every day.
Yeah.
Devin, I'm going to grind Uncharted. All right.
Whenever I have a break from school, I'll walk over from the school building. I'm going to grind some Uncharted.
Yeah. That's one of those games I'm actually surprised we haven't talked about like over the whole podcast. We haven't talked about video games as much as we have.
Yeah.
Well, I could talk
the first
a lot.
One we did.
Pokemon, but that's different.
Yeah.
Luke always talks about Pokemon, and
there's really not too many
Pokemon
video games that I've played personally.
I could talk about quite a few.
Outside
of
just
good
like
recommendations.
The Wii ones.
I'll talk about one of my favorites of all time. It was Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
I've heard amazing things about Assassin's Creed, the whole series.
If you want a game that gets you attached and gives you goosebumps with beautiful scenes, it's Odyssey. And what it is you are a mercenary. So this is ancient Rome or ancient Greece. So you are in, and like that, again, that's another, I don't know if before I played these games that I like these periods and places and times.
You like
I
history.
love them now,
Yeah.
Because like I go back, like because that is ancient mythology central. So the myth of the Minotaur, that's huge. All the different gods, they have a whole they have a what do you call it?
Pantheon, Parthenon.
Yeah, they have a Parthenon. They have different like, what's a shrine. They have shrines for each different god, like Artemis, Hermes, and they have a spot in the world for each of them. They even have
Back to
like
the old Percy Jackson days.
yeah. They have like battle arenas. I forget what they call them.
Colosseums.
Colosseums where you go in, you can fight people with. But anyway, you are a mercenary and what mercenaries do is back then, people who have a bounty, like people who have committed a crime, they just want dead. And if you kill them and bring back their head or some type of proof, you get paid for it. So that was your main character's job, was to go out, kill people that have committed crimes, and then you get paid for it. But throughout the movie, or throughout the video game, you learn a bunch of cool things about the history of... Because, again, this is also with, like, the Spartans, obviously. The Spartans and the Athenians, who are the other guys. And Spartans themselves are just so cool. Like, again, I don't know if I loved Spartans and all that before this movie or this movie made it, but anyway, super dope. So you go throughout the movie, you learn that you are related to Alexander the Great, which was like he was like the Spartan king, right?
Yeah, he was a huge Roman emperor.
Yeah, huge Roman emperor or something. No, it wasn't Alexander the Great. Hold on.
I was gonna say
Leonidas of Sparta, who was the greatest Spartan leader of all time. He led like the battle of 300 or whatever, where it was 300 Spartans versus 20,000 Persians.
Yeah.
He was like the leader. You figure out that you're related to Leonidas of Sparta, and you have his spear, like your character like has a broken spear, and because it was like your grandma's father,
it's been passed
or something.
down and everything.
And then you slowly learn that like you obviously. So, okay, I don't want to spoil it, but like it's kind of hard to explain.
Yeah, like what's the task? Because obviously you probably don't just do bounties the whole game.
No.
There's something bigger, I'm sure.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think. I guess I'm just going to kind of spoil it again. It's old enough. I still recommend playing it, even if I spoil it. Yeah. You'll still be great. So originally, back in the olden days where your character is young, it's a baby, and your dad was like a general of Sparta. He was in the Spartan army, and he was like the leader. He was basically like Leonidas' spot, but a few generations after.
Well respected, high up.
Yeah. Then one of the elders had a prophecy, and it was to kill off basically your younger sibling. Like they came up because your dad's name was, I think, the Wolf, and they're like, Wolf, your newest born, we had a prophecy, needs to be killed. Something's bad happened. So obviously, your mom and you went there and you saw them about to be killed, right? Mm-hmm. Your sibling killed, and you got all mad and you run over and you push the elder off of it's a cliff. That's how they're going to kill you.
Yeah,
drop you off the cliff. You push them off the cliff.
And that's kind of how you get ostracized from society.
Yeah. And then they go, punish her, you must kill her. And your own dad, well, at the time you think your dad, but your own dad grabs you, holds you over the edge, and your dad kills you. And then your brother is still thrown down there too, so as a baby or whatever.
Okay.
Because like as you push the elder off, he let goes of I should say sister. It depends who you choose, if you're a boy or girl, who your younger sibling is.
Oh, that's confusing. You can pick your character.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. Like, if you pick the girl, then you're the older girl, and you have a younger brother.
Yeah.
If
I was wondering why you kept saying her, him.
Yeah. If you pick a boy, then you're the older boy, and you have a younger brother. So, yeah, your sister. Yeah. It doesn't really matter. I'll just say they're both boys, just for simplicity. But you shove them off, and you're both supposedly dead. And then it goes forward in the future, and you play a little bit. But then you have flashbacks where you learn that you survived somehow. Because obviously we are the descendants of Leonidas of Sparta. We're like basically demigods, and throughout the game you'll gain powers and you basically become a demigod. But later on in the movie you also find your sibling that was a baby at the time lived because they were legitly a demigod. Like, you were a good fighter and you had a little bit of powers, and the more you go on, like by the time you finish the game you're really strong, but your sibling, your brother, your younger brother, was a legit demigod and had powers and started a cult. And like rightfully so, like he should have been, their prophecy was right, because he became a bad demigod too. Like, because he wanted to basically rule everything. Yeah, so what I was saying was basically he wanted to rule everything, and there was the war going on between the Spartans and the Athenians, and he wanted to stop that war, basically kill everyone, like basically rule it, I should say. Like stop the war, join the two, and allow him to make all of them run under and work under him. And then you go on and you learn more things or whatever, and then you fight your brother at the end. And I'm trying to think how it ends, because you definitely... Oh, and also throughout the game, you have a few choices. Like when you run into your...
So you can kind of change the ending, per se?
Yeah. Once you run into your, like, not real dad, the dad who tried to kill you at the beginning, you have a choice to either kill him or let him live. And I think... Yeah, you have a choice to either kill him or let him live. Either way, you get the same information. I think that goes on, but it just kind of affects the ending if he's still alive, because you can, like, heal your relationship with him and everything. But you go on, and you think you have a choice to kill or not kill your younger brother. And I think, again, either way, if you do, like, how it resolves, the end of the movie is you basically have, like, a meal, basically. Like, that's how kind of, like, the final last scene of the needed storyline is you have, like, a meal, and depending on what choices you made throughout the entire game decides who's all at the meal. Like, if you do it perfectly, you can have your mom, your dad, your, like, fake dad, your brother, and you have a half brother who is with your fake dad and your mom now or whatever. So he
probably found him in, like, Atlantis or something.
No, he was because he was your fake dad. Oh, did I talk about that?
No,
that wasn't in this.
That's
part.
What I was going to try to bring that joke up, and you'd be like, "Yeah, they actually went to Atlantis."
So what I was saying, your real dad was the king or the leader of Atlantis, because obviously Atlantis was around this time of the mythology and the storyline with the Minotaurs and all this stuff. So, like, you go on and you find him, and then he tells you, like, yeah, Atlantis, the underwater city, the secret city, is real. And then he shows you a bunch of things, and he's an old wise man. You learn from him. But really cool movie, great story. Just the gameplay in general.
Video game.
Yeah. What'd I say?
Movie.
Dang it, why do I keep saying that?
Every time it says movie, video game.
Video game. It's a great story, great video game, good mechanics. You can make your character look however you want. You can change his outfit. The fighting combat is really cool. You can make it pretty easy, but then again, you can make it pretty hard. And also, like, depending on how many side quests you do, because the entire world or map or whatever does not adjust to your level. Like, if you go into some areas of the map, people will just have a skull above their head, which means they're, like, more than 3 levels above you, and they will destroy you. Yeah. So, like, if you want to, you can go to places with skulls, and it would be, like, impossible. Or you can do things at their, like, recommended levels and stuff. So
that's interesting.
That's about it.
Yeah. And if you saw me disappear on the video and pick back up, that's just because the camera went off, and we just want to finish off that story.
Yeah.
So we'll see you guys in the next segment. We'll probably get that out to you tomorrow. We're going to talk about some March Madness things, and hopefully this video is posted Monday or Tuesday.
Yep.
Probably have some more guys.
Hopefully they get back tomorrow with the second segment, and yeah, we'll talk about it, whatever.
Yep. So we will see you guys in a quick second.
Peace.
It's fine. It's fine. Don't look at the mic. It's
good
fine.
thing that's your mic. So
yeah, exactly.
Whatever happens,
I paid for it, bro.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is the same episode for you guys, episode 51, but it's a whole nother day for us. So we're hyped. We're ready. We're rocking the merch.
Sure, Miz. I'm rocking Trey's hat that he gifted me for episode 50.
I was going to make a joke, Devin.
Oh, what was the joke?
No link down below.
No link to what?
For the merch.
Oh.
www.speakingsporadically/merch.com. No, it doesn't exist.
.com/merch?
What did I...
You said merch/.com.
Merch/.
Yeah, slashes are after the .com.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Because it's a subgroup of the website.
I told them a website that doesn't exist, so
it's fine.
They do what they want with it.
Yeah. Do what you want with that information.
We're kind of
But we got a good episode planned for you guys today. Luke's got a little story he's going to tell.
Oh, okay.
That's a funny story. Should we just
So-
kick it off right at the bat with this? Because this one's kind of funny.
All right.
All right.
I'm
Make
down.
sure you set it up a little bit so they know what's going on.
Okay, so Devin and I were at work yesterday.
Yeah.
If you don't know, we've
No,
talked.
it wasn't yesterday.
Not yesterday, Friday.
One thing, too.
What?
I think for the honest, like, what do you guys even after the story? What do you guys even?
Oh,
do
We
at
have.
work?
Did we lose that whole clip?
Yeah,
We
Oh.
didn't lose it, but we
We-
never posted.
we
it.
never got posted.
Okay, well, that clip might need to get posted sometime because Devin and I went really in depth into that.
Yeah.
But essentially, all Devin and I do is stock shelves. But if you really want to get in depth, we're expensive stock boys at heart. But like we are like sales representatives,
Or
merchandisers for Scott's Miracle Grow,
Honestly, marketers too.
marketing engineers, you could say.
Like we do a lot.
That might be a little far.
My phone's
Engineers,
buzzing.
boys.
Yeah, I know. I'm just gonna have to ignore that. So, anyways, so we're merchandisers, and all we do is we go to stores and we set displays up. Usually, like national plays, and a play is pretty much just like something that like the head honcho marketers have said. This is what we want. This is where we want it. Put it out, and that's what we do.
And this is for Scott's Miracle Grow, which
Like the
makes
lawn care company,
So there's a
garden.
fertilizer.
There's
plant.
a brief rundown of it. We've actually have a recorded segment currently, just audio, I think.
Yeah, just the audio, but it's
That-
on the camera.
That goes into great detail on all that. So that might get up somewhere somehow, sometime.
That's a backup pod. You can splice it. It's a one
But
segment.
it can't really go on YouTube though.
Yeah, I don't
This is
know
a
if,
black
like-
screen.
Yeah, that was one of the files where it was weird. Like it might not be postable or anything.
So we'll look into that for you guys. But for now, we're going to sit back, relax, and enjoy Luke's story.
This is a good story.
This is pretty
I'll
funny.
set up Lewis. Like you said, we're on Friday. I am inside doing some work, and Luke. Again, we do a lot with pallet jacks, so we have to move a lot of heavy skids and pallets of fertilizers, which weigh 50 pounds each, and there's stacks of them. So we use pallet jacks a lot. And for this job, we have to do quite a bit of like online training, so we know how to use the pallet jacks. And like also when you're in the Lowe's and Home Depot stores, you have to like how to properly use the
and
ladder.
be certified
Yeah.
for things,
And,
just so you're
you
not a
know,
liability.
Yeah, all
Ladder
the safety,
certified.
all the safety.
Yeah,
stuff,
literally, there's
basically.
this ladder certification
I think
video.
so. And you have to watch. Yes, because there's like
It's like 20 minutes.
you're
too.
supposed to use certain ladders for certain shelves. Like if you're only trying to get something on the third shelf, you're supposed to only use like a 40-inch ladder or like a 1.5 meter ladder or something. Like you're not supposed to use bigger ladders than what you need and smaller ones or whatever.
It's a real pain.
It's
And there's always new trainings coming out. Like there's like new trainings like every other month. If anything, it's just good for putting like a random hour in during the off season. Check the bank account. You're like, oh, got $10. Let's go.
yeah, because
But-
they pay for your training.
Yeah.
So like
Like most places do.
he's like Tyson just says, just go ahead and put like 2 hours in or 3 hours in for it, just because you're doing it. But so,
But-
anyways,
yeah.
but I was taking a skid from just an empty skid. We had emptied. We'd brought fertilizer in, and I was taking it outside, and like it was already had it underneath because I'd pulled the skid in.
Yeah,
I was like, I was just gonna push it straight out
Yeah,
because
he
there's
was
more
moving
out
it, like,
there.
20 feet, not far at all.
No, it's probably farther than that.
Was
but
it?
It was like halfway.
I thought you were just going out the door.
I was, but like we were up at that lay down area.
I thought we were doing a potting mix.
No,
right
it
on
was
the
no.
inside door.
Was it a potting mix? I thought it
I
was
thought
the
it-
empty skid from the fertilizer. Because we had double stacked the fertilizer.
Let's just say it was the potting mix.
Well,
Let's do the mid potting mix, the home
okay.
potting mix. So right in between.
Right in
So not
between.
far.
Not far. Again, not really far. But I would just push the skid like 20, 30, maybe 40 feet just till I could like get to a spot where I could turn around and go.
I'm just thinking of this story.
It's so
And what's
good.
funny is once after Luke tells it, me and him quote it like every day. We look at each other and we go, "Well, you see." But anyway,
But then
go
so I
on.
was walking out, and there's this guy who followed us out the door, and he did not look like he worked at the store, but apparently he did. So like I get out, and I was like, we were standing there talking with Evan L, who's been on the pod plenty of times. You'll see him on a video probably real soon. But he was like, I was like, "Do you have any questions, sir? You got a question? Need anything?" He's like, "Well, apparently, you see, when I was at another store, I had to do pallet jack training, and it is actually easier to pull
I'm sorry.
I can't take you seriously right now.
I'm sorry.
It is
Go ahead.
actually easier to pull a pallet jack than it is to push a pallet jack because you have more control over where the pallet goes when you pull it versus when you push it.
And I'm looking out the window, and Luke is dumbfounded because, like, we know. we move pallets all day long. Luke's sitting there. He goes, oh, all right. Or he said
I was
something
like,
that.
yeah, I just kind of like blew it off. I was like, oh, okay, man. Thanks. Appreciate that. And he like walks away, and Evan's standing there, and you were right there too. And I look at you. He walks inside, the door's closed, and I was like, what it was that? You can guess what I said there. I was like, what was that?
Yeah.
Why?
Like, because I didn't hear the actual guy talking. So Luke comes up like, you should have heard this dude that, like, just talked to me about pallet jack. He's like, well, you see, I actually did some work here, and it was so funny. And
just the way he
like,
said it.
yeah.
And now anytime we're pushing a pallet jack, I'm like, well, you see, excuse me, it's actually easier to pull a pallet jack than it is to push a pallet jack.
Because you have more control over where the pallet goes, you see. Like, he's like talking to a semi driver that's been driving for 30 years, like, you actually had to turn the wheel to drive, and like, we know.
I think I gave him one of those like, yeah, I'm very aware. I was just like coming from inside to out, and it was way easier than bothering to turn it around for 30 feet.
For people who don't know, it is much easier to pull a pallet jack just because of how it turns, because it can do like 90-degree turns, so it's easier to pull it. But if you're going a short distance, it sucks to push the whole thing and turn directions. You just push it out, and it's not that much harder.
But it's kind of like the idea of like someone's telling you, well, it's easier to drive forward with a trailer than backwards. But most times if you are probably pushing a pallet jack, it's like, I have to be doing this because I don't have space to turn. Right. Or it's a waste of my time to turn
it around.
It was so funny. And now we quote that on the daily. Like, me and Luke will look at each other and we'll just be like, well, you see. And like, anytime we'll just be pushing a pallet jack or something, Luke will like stop me and go, well, you see, when I used to work here, I took it. It was so
You just
funny.
gotta imagine like a mid-50s-year-old, like half balding man, like right on the crown of his head.
Kind of shorter, kind
of bigger. Just telling me how.
Give the audience a good old example.
Yeah, they can see me now, so I can do these kind of things. It's just funny.
No, I'm just saying, bend down. Show him your balding head.
I'm not. Hey, yo, I'm not here to be called out yet. Okay, I'm not here for that. But it's just so perfect.
It was good.
He's like talking to me like I've never done this before, and I'm like,
thanks,
bro. Yep, got it.
So did you guys ever figure out if he worked for Scott?
Yeah, no, he works at the store.
At the Lowe's we were at. He was a MST, which...
No. I think he was just like a random worker.
Okay.
Because he was at outside register. I saw him there later. Like setting up the register or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Either way, it just blew my mind. I was
it was funny.
The only thing he's kind of wrong about, we're actually supposed to push pallet jacks because it's hard on your shoulders to pull them, especially with like 3,000-pound skids.
Yeah, because that's what our boss said, Tyson. He was like, because we obviously told him the story too, and he's like, well, he's kind of right, but too bad it tears up your rotator cuff when you pull it behind you.
I can actually kind of feel it in my shoulders some days. I'm like, I can kind of feel where I've definitely pulled a lot of pallets, and that's only been like 2 years of this job.
Yeah.
But
I can't say I have yet, but...
you've been doing it for like 2 months.
Long enough.
Yeah, January.
2 months, yeah.
2 months.
I feel like I've been there forever.
Whatever.
I feel like I should retire next week, probably.
You're not allowed.
Dang it.
But that's all I had. That was just funny. Something
I got
funny
a little
for
story.
Oh,
that is
so I don't know if Tyson will listen to it, but
probably not.
I guess, okay, probably, hopefully not, because it's not that big of a deal.
I'll
it's
shout
not
it
bad,
out to him at track practice.
It's fine. But
Okay.
today, Luke. So what we're giving up for Lent also is we're trying not to eat as much fast food, unhealthy foods, because at work we go out to eat every
usually
Just
every
like
day.
a team thing.
Yeah. So like we all kind of decide we're all going to kind of pack a lot more. If we do go out somewhere, we're going to go somewhere healthy, like a Subway. They like Chipotle.
We love Chipotle.
They love Chipotle. I like it too a lot. It's just they go like, at least it feels like every day I'm there they go, which is like whatever. But today we were talking about where we want to eat, and they're like, let's go Chipotle. And I'm like, guys, come on. Something different today, please. And then Luke's like, fine, you know what, Devin?
It's your day. It's your day, Evan.
Which
Devin,
is kind of the saying that we like give people when we let them decide. Like, I know my first day I started working, they're like, it's Devin's day. He's first. And like, today was Tyson's birthday, and we were going to be like, if he was there, it'd be his day. So it was like, it's my day. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to find something. So we were doing some searching for somewhere to do lunch that was healthy and nearby. And we didn't really find anything. Besides, I don't even know how we decided to go there. We just kind of did.
You, like, it just turned into one thing led to another, and Evan started driving, and it was like, I guess we're eating here.
It was Waffle House.
Waffle.
Which is not good for the middle of a work day.
Oh, man, it was bad.
Because Evan packed, too. Evan packed the lunch, so he wasn't eating with us. So he just drove us there because we all drive together. And we get there, and, like, as soon as I'm walking out, I'm like, I don't really ever remember suggesting this other than a joke.
You jokingly said it, and then
the
all of a sudden we were there.
Yeah, all the other guys just kind of said it as a joke, and we're like there. I'm like, well, I guess we're eating here. And it was not a good idea.
I'm really upset. So they changed their menu. They got rid of the triple hash brown. I'm very
How
upset.
much did they change your menu? Like all-star meal?
No, All Stars are still there. Like, the biggest thing I noticed was that they don't have triple hash browns anymore. They only have doubles and singles. Very upset. Waffle House, if you're listening, give me my triple hash brown back. I need my triple double back. That is my favorite order for late night.
But
Munchies.
we get there, we have lunch, and after lunch, it is a trudge, bro. It, like, tasted fine. It tasted normally
It was good.
like a Waffle House would, but it just did not sit right. Like, usually when we go there, like, late at nights, or sometimes I go in the mornings, like, just after doing something, and it feels good. Like, you're satisfied, you eat it, you're full, you feel good. But maybe it was just because it was in the middle of the day and we were working that we ate it. Tasted fine, but
We got out of the car at the next store, and we were like, ugh.
I don't know about you guys, but is breakfast food just ate at the wrong time of the day? Because that stuff puts me to sleep.
It wasn't so much that it just, I guess it kind of made us tired, but
I
we were just
was
so
sluggish.
low motivated. We still got a lot done.
We got a
Everything done we needed to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
But-
finished both stores, but it was
It
probably
was,
not the best
it was a
idea.
trudge.
One of the first days I worked at Scott's, a term I think just Luke, and now I say it all the time, is worthless. Because, like, I never really associated that with, like, working,
Work.
but he's like, oh, we could go there, but I'm just going to feel worthless after. And I remember laughing so hard. Like, that's such a good term. It makes
It's
so much
perfect.
sense. And, like, I felt worthless after eating the waffle.
You want to
Like
feel
Luke said.
worthless? Go to eat a caniac at lunch. God, you want to feel worthless.
Raising
There it
Cane's,
is.
You get their, like, bigger box combo, the Caniac.
Oh, man.
You feel pretty worthless after that.
That is, whew, that's my favorite worthless meal out there, though. Evan's favorite
Such a bad phrase, though.
It is so
but it's
bad.
so accurate on how you feel.
Our boss says it too. Like, he'll go like, "Yeah, we're gonna feel worthless after this," or like,
just
it's not like
knows.
we're alone. He knows,
I think I picked it up from Tyson
probably.
because he used to use the term worthless after like a night out or something. He'd show up to work. He's like, "I just know I'm going to be worthless today." Back
That's
from
funny.
when he did our job in college. He talks about going out drinking on a Wednesday night or Tuesday night and being like showing up to work the next morning absolutely just hung over and just worthless.
Mm-hmm. But still did the work.
Yeah. Be a man at night, you can be a man in the morning, you know?
And also,
Yeah.
you said Tyson's birthday?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Hey,
today.
hey.
It is today.
Yeah,
Happy-
round of
Honestly,
applause.
hang on. So today was Tyson's birthday, and we had big plans.
Big plans.
We were gonna go, and so like, the more you how long?
He was going to sign up for a bunch of like food rewards.
Because like
Because it was his birthday, you get free things on your birthday usually.
plus just bonuses for signing up. Like the first time you like download the
Bippy Bop app?
the BB
You got
Bop, the Chipotle
$5
app, and like a few other apps, you get like free stuff. And if you use like a user or like someone refers you, you get like a free $5. So we had the idea like we were all just gonna absolutely spam every single type of restaurant that has rewards, all use each other's codes, and just get so much free stuff, and then go out and have like a hodgepodge lunch. Like get a free donut here,
Like a free dozen
$5.
crispy.
So like basically
creams.
eat a free lunch just by downloading a bunch of apps and using the rewards. We were gonna do that for his birthday, but
Whoa, what happened? His kids were sick again for the fifth week in a row.
fifth Monday,
Fifth Monday in a row.
and they're not like sick, but he's like, "Sorry guys, my kid's got a bad cough," and we're like, "Tyson,
Gotta stay safe.
come on, man."
And this is something I thought about after a little bit. I said this during today. I was like, he talks about so his oldest is very smart, like very high. He like can speak really well for a
Very
33-year-old. Like,
You're like very happy. He's not.
at a very high level.
Thank you.
For a 33-year-old?
At a 3-year-old.
Oh, you said 33-year-old.
I'm sorry.
You're like, he can speak very well for a 33-year-old, and I was like, oh,
That's
nice.
I can't talk some days, you know.
It happens.
But like the kid is very developed for a 3-year-old. So, anyways, but like I'm thinking to myself, he has to be like, this kid has to be like, you know, if I fake this cough, Dad stays home every time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, he has to know. Like, it has to be known. Like, this kid might just be making it up just so his dad stays home.
We were just taking off from the town we live in to go to whatever store.
About 45 minutes away.
Yeah, 45-minute store. And we were sitting there, and Luke's like, you know what? This kid's probably like, I want an extra long weekend with Daddy. And the biggest thing I think why Tyson stays home is he doesn't want to send them to the daycare.
Yeah.
But the thing he talks about all the time is about how all the other parents send their kids to daycare sick.
You know,
I took care of it.
Yep. So
Like, so
it's whatever.
it's just Tyson being Tyson.
It just sucks we had to miss him on his birthday. He didn't come with us.
So we'll see him tomorrow, though. Or I will.
I'll see him Wednesday.
You know, some people take that whole birthday reward system pretty hard. Because there's enough restaurants and apps out there that you can pretty much get it so that if you set your user birthday as a week apart in all these different apps, every week, you know, maybe on some Tuesday, you got a routine where there's you're in a big city. Most likely this works better in a big city.
Oh, for sure.
You have better access to everything. But you have your app for everything, and then once a week it's some random shop's birthday. It's your birthday for some random shop on their app, and you go redeem your free whatever. And you keep going with life.
Yeah. That was our plan today, but do that with like a whole bunch of different stores and like all of us. And like we literally
And everyone would get free drinks, like from Starbucks, Tim Hortons.
We'd all get a free meal basically, and it'd be great. It'd be fun.
And then it didn't happen. Because Tyson had sick kids, and he volunteered at 2:30 in the morning to stay home.
Yeah. He sent that text because we always get it like the morning, like he can't come. And we're like, why not? And he's like, sorry, it's 2:30, and I said I would stay. Because his wife is a teacher, so I guess it would kind of stink for her to stay home because then they have to worry about like subs because they wouldn't get much advance.
That's true.
Especially if you're a new teacher, you don't want to be calling in all the time.
She's not new anymore, though. Like she's in her third year.
What do you consider
school.
new though? And teaching,
but she's been
second year.
teaching for a while already, though. Too. You gotta think about that as well, but.
That's fair. But yeah, that's basically all of our work stories, I guess.
Good times, though.
Oh yeah, it's great times.
might have to come in, put a day in sometime, see what it's all
Gotta
about.
do all the freaking work just to get hired on for one day.
Yeah.
Dude, you said you get paid to get trained.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Just the training.
I'll go through all the training, get paid, never
Well,
work
the
a
problem
day.
isn't the training. The problem is like all the paperwork and like you have to sign up for all these different like
Corporate
websites and
BS.
Yeah. a whole bunch of
that's probably true.
registration and
It's-
emails back and forth, and
It
like,
takes
'cause you have
forever.
you have to get drug tested.
Mm-hmm.
No fingerprints, I don't think.
No fingerprinting.
No, I don't think it's something else. Like, so you have to like
But
organize that
drugs.
and go to a hospital or some test center and do
Yeah,
all
I've never worked for a chain per se, so I've never had to go through all that. But I know a friend just got a job at Menards, and she said she had to get drug tested.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, this is like my first chain company.
Corporate job. It's a real pain. It really is.
I mean, yeah, it is at the time, but then you do it once and it's like, all right.
Now we're good. As
Yeah.
long as you don't let yourself expire in the system.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. It's like when Tyson texts you, say, hey, put your hour in so you don't like lose your job. It's like, all right, aye, Captain.
Aye.
On it.
If I have to,
Yeah, if you're going to force me to put my free hour in, or he'll text you like, hey, there's that training to do, you should do it, and then put an hour in, or 2 hours in, or whatever it takes for you to do this training. Usually when I have to do training, I turn TV on, and then I just spam through the videos and answer the questions.
Yeah. I haven't done a training in a while. I haven't even
There hasn't been
checked.
any new ones in a while.
Okay.
Usually you get a notification. It's in the little work day app. It's in there. It's
and
under
our
training.
training's all from Scott's Corporation, or are they from the government?
It's from Scott's Corporation as a whole.
I'm sure I wouldn't be surprised if some government organization like pushed it on them though. Like, hey, you have to create a safety video about this, or whatever, just like most things.
Yeah,
But
we had to do a little bit of that at the golf course.
I mean, I
Yeah.
bet, considering you guys are working with chemicals.
Yeah.
It's the same thing we
that's
have
the
to
main
do
thing
working
was.
with chemicals. It's like,
that is, now if you say that, that is a big thing.
like we're probably going to develop some disease later in life from.
I mean, it's
Sniffing
going to be
chemicals.
us. It's going to be us before a lot of other professions or jobs, you could say.
Did I show you what I have to wear at the golf course? Have I ever sent you a picture of that hazmat suit I have to wear when I spray Roundup at the golf course?
No, but it's
No,
probably
I don't
pro
think so.
Roundup. I bet you have to wear like a full white suit.
Yeah, full white suit, like goes over my shoes and everything. It's a full body suit. You can literally scrunch it down to like just hit like that. Safety glasses and everything, and it gets hot in there.
I mean, I bet.
Yeah. See,
I mean,
we work with like products all the time. More dry products.
it's more dry products, but like the summer rolls around and it's all like lawn chemicals and things like that.
And like again, these are just products in bags, so a lot of them have broken open, and you just have stuff spilling all over it, and you're like, "Oh man, what do we do?" Then
Sweep it up,
sweep it up,
let it go.
or throw a bag patch on it, which is just like a piece of tape that you can just patch the hole. And like, all right, we can still sell that.
Still sellable.
Still sellable.
Exactly, save the product.
Mm-hmm.
But if we get enough of those, we'll start buying some of those back. Or Tyson will just write them off when we bring them home. And you have like all kinds of free lawn fertilizer.
Nice.
I think last year I fertilized our lawn for free.
Dope.
It's nice. Or I have like,
Every grown man's dream.
Yeah.
yeah, really. So you know rapid grass, like our really expensive high-end grass seed, like the grass seed you're
The
gonna
best
buy,
stuff, though.
the good stuff. Last year I got 5 bags of that for free, and that stuff's almost $100 a bag.
Did you
So
get
you
a
add
big one? A
5
bag?
big ones.
Bro, I'm reselling at that point.
I'm not. I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it.
You said $100 a bag.
Yeah, but you're not gonna get that from somebody else for a broken bag. So I'm just gonna keep it and get her lawn looking primo. Primo.
Yeah.
Like Marco's kind of primo. Hello, primo.
You just don't like money?
No one's gonna buy it. You gonna buy it?
Yeah.
Are you gonna buy it? Okay.
Yeah. I'll
80
buy it for,
bucks.
Like $20.
No. It's not worth it.
it's probably worth.
Because it's still worth probably
See,
$60.
for
There's probably
me, you have
$60
to
in
look at it
products.
this way,
in
just
there.
because one person like myself is not willing to buy it doesn't mean that's how everyone's gonna feel. Like I don't even own a home. I don't even own my lawn, bro.
You could do it for your dad for Father's Day.
The thing is Luke would have to figure out a number of how much that rapid grass is valued to him. Like, how much would you pay for your
That is very true.
for
'cause
your
if,
yard to be looking
if it's a $100
absolutely
bag, but it's
primo?
valued $120,
Yeah.
It's $100
Like if
bag. Pretty much.
maybe Luke and slash his family.
well, that's
'cause
what I'm
he
saying.
doesn't
To
live
you,
alone.
it's valued $120.
Like, yeah, let's say his family, those 5 bags are worth $100. Like, they would pay $500 to get their lawn that beautifully looking. That
If I-
means they're going to sell the bags for at least $100.
Yeah.
Because
the
any
thing
more or
is,
less,
no
they
one in my
lose
family is
value.
gonna spend that kind of money. Because like a lot of my extended family, ironically, ask me questions about Scott's products, and then they never buy any. I'm like, you're just like doing this to be. I don't have a nice word I can say on the internet.
Talkative.
Sure, start a conversation, and then they never buy any. And I would go drive past their house maybe, and I'm like, your lawn looks terrible. I can
Luke's
see
driving
I can
past-
see the crabgrass
It can
through
use
my
some.
tinted windows 20 feet away from the road.
Dude,
Like,
sell it to the golf course.
there's enough to do maybe one fairway.
Hey, they'll
Hey.
take it.
We'll take it.
No, you won't. You guys use specialty grab.
No.
Bahama grass is not cheap, and you're not just going to ruin it with sun and shade mix.
I have no idea. I don't get to work with any of that stuff.
So Bahama grass is like pretty much what most golf courses use. Like, it stays really green during the dry season, so you don't have to water it as much. There's one store in our territory that actually carries Bahama grass, like in big bags and easy seed bags. And it's like, who out there in suburbia is growing a golf course for a front lawn? Also, but that's pretty much like its big advantage. That being said, it does die off in the cold really quick. The cold comes and it's gone, but it keeps its green really well through the summer heat.
Which reminds
I
me.
wouldn't say we have any of that grass because I.
Or no, it's not Bahama. It's Bermuda. My bad. Bermuda grass.
That sounds more familiar. Bahama grass did not sound familiar.
It was something like tropical sounding. Bermuda.
I
I'm
think it's
sorry. Bermuda grass.
But
So I
yeah.
know ours. It's like it has like an orange label on it. It says Bermuda grass.
That reminds me. Next week, on Wednesday we are doing a boot camp, what our manager calls it, or
he's like taking
learning day, where we would just go. And I think
he's bringing us to the library. He has a room at the library, and he's gonna like show us a presentation and talk us and like learn us about the products.
Learn us.
Yes, learn us. He's gonna learn us about the products.
You guys need learned.
I don't need learned.
I don't need learned either, but I'm gonna take it. He said we're gonna
so natural coming off your tongue, dude.
learned it. You wouldn't think I was like.
He already learned it.
I learned it on the job. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah,
he's like, we'll do this, and then like the afternoon comes around, we'll go to some sports bar nearby, and we'll go get lunch.
So I'm gonna learn about all the products.
It's gonna be like a whole 7-8 hour day.
Yeah.
Of just nothing.
But back to like the broken bags and like the damaged products or whatever. There was actually a dude today that came up to Luke and he's like, "You guys got any what did he say?
Broken bags for sale?"
Because they sell them for cheaper.
Yeah,
you get like this guy's like, "Guys got any broken bags for sale?" And this was right after me and Luke
smoked a bag with the skid.
We rammed about into the bottom. So this is a big skid, and we have like stacks of a whole bunch of fertilizer at the bottom. We are pulling another skid. Absolutely nail the bottom one. Rips the whole
top of the
out.
bag off.
It just like it dumps out probably like a fifth of it.
Probably good 20 or 30% of the bag
like
was
it's
just
a
gone.
Big mountain on the ground.
You just tell that guy, well, that one right there is looking like a
That's what
40% off discount.
Luke goes like, you can get that one, but you're gonna have to unstack this whole entire.
And this
pallet.
is like an older guy, probably in his 60s.
Yeah,
and he was like, "Nah." I'm like, if you want to look, there's probably some back in aisle 1 if you want to go check it out.
And he's like,
maybe.
Right. And then like 10 minutes later, we go back to aisle 1 because we're getting another skid, and he's back there looking around at all the ripped bags and like seeing like what's still salvageable. But hey,
it's like just pay full price. Speaking of full price,
I mean, you heard our story. Me and Isaiah got that discount lumber from Lowe's.
Yeah,
that's on the podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Be that guy. Ask for the discount.
It's the same thing. But speaking of discounts, so this was right before we were going to leave the store today. We were standing there at our fertilizer lay down play, and this guy walks up and he's like, "Hey, is this the kind of lawn fertilizer you put on your lawn?"
This was the funniest conversation I've heard probably in my lifetime. It's up there. It's up there.
We're gonna throw this in next segment.
Do we
have time?
I think we might be running out of time, and I don't want this beaut of a story that sounds like it's coming up to get
You know
cut
what?
off.
We'll save it for next week. You guys tune in next week for this story. It's hilarious. Thank you guys so much for listening. Follow our Instagram, speaking_sporadically.
TikTok at Speaking Sporadically. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on that bell so you don't miss an upload.
Yeah.
And thank you guys for listening. We'll see you next week.